everyone. My name is Jacqueline Thomas, and this is
Christian Moore.
So we are engaged, and Miss Lisa asked me to answer a few of your questions that you have about sexual purity. So Miss Lisa sent me an email that I'm going to pull up now. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first question is, how did we meet? So you want to take that away?
Yeah, so we met at Chick-fil-A. We both worked there. One day she caught my eye, and what really started it was she asked me to take one of her shifts, prefer a Saturday morning shift. So I took it, and I think the conversation went from there.
Yeah.
And we started looking at each other while we were working and talking, and that's really how it started.
Yeah. So I had reached out to him on Facebook on the night of his prom, actually. And I had asked him, if he went with anybody or was he by himself. And so he said he was with a group of friends. So I was really excited, that he didn't go with anyone, because, I wanted to respect if he was with a girl or whatever, but he wasn't. So I actually asked him, I told him that my laptop was dying because we were instant messaging on Facebook, when really it was plugged in and it was at 100%, but I wanted to give him my number so that he would reach out to me. And so within seconds, he texted me back. So that's how we met. We kept it on the DL for about 4 months,
yeah.
I think. And then people ended up finding out about us. So that's how we met. When you started dating, was abstinence a mutual decision? If not, how did either of you convince the other one to wait? So I'll do this one. Okay. So Christian and I are both committed believers. So I myself went through EWE at a young age for the junior elite program, and I did the senior elite program my junior year of high school. And it was instilled in me at a young age that my values as a Christian woman were to save my body for my future husband. And I remember Miss Sylvia Comer, she did this kind of like this illustration with us with these Hershey Kisses. She passed them all out in the room, and she asked for us all to take one, to suck on it, and then to spit it back and to spit it out into the bag. So we all did that. She passed around the bag, and then she said, okay, now who wants to take a piece out of this bag and put it in your mouth? And we said, ew, gross, who would want to do that? And so she said, that's exactly what you're doing when you have sex with multiple people. You're sleeping with every person that they've ever slept with. So all of our chocolate that was in our mouths was in that bag, and no one wanted to touch it. It's the exact same thing with you ladies. So I thought that illustration just really stuck with me, and I wanted to think that it was possible for me to save myself for marriage. So that was always a goal of mine. And through EWE's program, after I completed it, I wrote a promise between my dad and myself. And I just said, basically, Dad, I want to save myself for my future husband. I'm making this commitment to you, and to myself and to God, and I want to be held accountable. I still have that ring to this day. And I wore it all the way up until Christian proposed to me. Now I have it stored away in my, my keepsake box. But he kind of had the same upbringing, strong family Christian home. So he knew, basically that we were not going to be having sex. And I think the most important thing is that you need to stay true and stand strong to your values and not compromise them. So Christian and I are both blessed because neither one of us have had sex before. We're getting married next weekend. I know that was one of the questions. When are we getting married? So we're getting married on October 17th, so that's next Saturday. But we are both virgins, and our first time will be on our wedding night on the 17th. And that's something that we're both really obviously looking forward to. We've waited for 4 years. We've been dating for over 4 years now, and we have waited and saved ourselves for marriage. Because we just believe that that is, what the Bible says, that's what God says, and we want to, honor him in our future marriage and in our life. So we have abstained from sex. We have not had sex before. And, like I said, our first time will be on our wedding night. So it was definitely a mutual decision. And I feel like it's very important, when you're dating someone, to find somebody that has the same values as you. I definitely wasn't going to do what's called mission dating, or missionary dating, which is where you're trying to lead someone to Christ. I did not want that relationship because that just makes it harder, but it's better and easier if you have two people that are, fully committed. And I think even at the beginning, during the beginning of our relationship, we used to start off our date nights with prayer time. And I know that sounds corny, but it was actually really cool because we both got to, discuss how God was working in our lives personally, and how, he could grow us spiritually together. And we would pray together. And that really just helped set the tone for our whole evening. We don't really do that anymore, but we did that for the first couple of years that we were dating, and it really helped.
And another thing I want to add is it was a great way to kind of keep God at the center of things. Mm-hmm. And from a man's perspective, I want to let you ladies know that if you set the standard and you draw the line, and that guy doesn't respect it, then the guy isn't for you.
Yeah.
So you know that you found somebody that is perspective, somebody that is a good character, that's a godly person. Yeah. If you set those boundaries and they completely respect it.
Yeah.
So watch out for that.
Yeah, that's really important. So yeah, kind of going off of what I said of not compromising your values, because of course, as we know, sex is a huge part of today's culture. And people have turned it into yet another activity of something that you do when you're bored. And it's not. It is saved, and God's word is very clear on it. It's not a gray area like people want you to think. God has clearly stated that sex is between one man and one woman, in the sanctity of marriage. So we believe that, and if you believe that and you stay true to it, I think one of the questions was how did you wait? Just, especially with what I wear, and Christian has talked about this, and I'm sure I'm going to let him talk a little bit more about it, but when I was dating Christian, because you attract whatever you present. Right. So I am not a cheap dresser. I don't show my bra straps. I don't, wear low cut things. I don't wear super tight things. I'm still very modest. And I didn't want whatever I wore to distract Christian. So obviously, if we're trying to stay pure, I'm not going to wear revealing clothes. Now, for our honeymoon, I have bought some, revealing outfits and stuff, because now he's my husband. But it's still modest in the sense of, it's really just a respect thing for him, but also really for myself, because I didn't want to attract someone with their pants around their ankles or around their waist, and they're low and they have chains and all. I didn't want that kind of guy, so I wasn't going to dress in a way of how that guy wanted me to look. So but multiple times Christian has talked about my modesty, and within reason, modest is hottest, in a way.
I haven't heard that.
Because it's good. It's a good thing for you to go off of, even though, you know, he said that. I've heard that from many people before. And it has to be true because, like I said, we've been dating for 4 years. He's had his own place for 1 year. I live with my mom. My mom works a lot, and he comes over. So there have been plenty of times where we definitely could have had sex, but we didn't. And so I just recommend that if you want to add anything.
Yeah, something I would like to add onto that is, if you dress provocatively with, you know, all your things showing, you're going to attract animals. And animals look for prey. Mm-hmm. So the animals are those guys that take advantage of women a lot. And you'll notice you'll get attention for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, you'll get attention pretty much with anything you wear, but it's attracting the right attention, the attention that you want. So if you want someone that's going to wait, you want someone who's going to respect you.
Yeah, and think about when you dress, think about how you would dress when you go to church. Mm-hmm. Just use that guideline to save yourself from just the confusion that's brought on by the world.
Yeah, that's good. We talked about, it says how your faith influenced your dating practices, behaviors, and expectations, and why did you wait? We waited because, for the record, no one in our family waited. His parents didn't wait. My parents didn't wait. No one in our family waited to have sex before marriage. And we wanted that to kind of be something that we could not only be proud of, but to share with our future children that it is possible to wait. You know, it's not impossible. And I feel like, I mean, we haven't had sex before, but I feel like it's definitely going to be worth it. And I think that there is something very special that Christian and I have that we'll be able to give ourselves to each other on our wedding night, and that it's just nice to know that no one has been with each of us. Like, only we've been with each other, or would have been with each other on the 17th. So like with the Hershey Kiss thing, we are both 2 brand new Hershey Kisses that no one has slept with or whatever. Now for me, Christian was my first kiss, the first guy I ever dated. I hit the jackpot first go round. Christian had, you know, some of the high school dating, which, you know, it wasn't real dating. So, but he has kissed other people before, but I had never kissed anyone before I kissed Christian. So he's the only man that I've ever loved, the only man that's ever held me, kissed me, or any of that. I mean, besides, like, you know, for loving, besides my dad who loves me. So yeah, so we feel like it's worth the wait because we know that God knows what he's talking about. So if he thought that, you know, you should have sex before marriage, he would have said that in his word, but he doesn't. And we just want, you know, his blessing on our marriage and on our life. And we've really seen him bless us tremendously throughout the 4 years that we've been dating. So we already feel like, yes, it's definitely been worth the wait. And then as a man, what advice do you have for the girls wanting to save sex for marriage?
Okay, so
that's the last question.
Yeah, so to wrap it up, I would say, kind of piggybacking off of what she was saying, God will truly honor and bless your marriage if you save yourself. Mm-hmm. I know way too many people who, especially friends of mine, who did not wait, and they're coming back to me, giving me advice about marriage saying that, hey man, I wish I could have waited. You know, I really messed up. If I could have done it all over again, I would have done it the right way. So just know you're not really missing out on anything. It's really just the shows that we watch, the music that we listen to, the society that we live in is so hypersexualized. Everything is about sex. So of course that's going to drive you to do things that you're not supposed to do. So please stay in the Word. Stay away from things that may trigger you or turn you into the wrong direction, and always keep good friends around you that share your faith and that you can talk to about this stuff.
Yeah, that's really important, and I didn't even think about that, so thank you for bringing that up. Make sure, ladies, that you're surrounding yourself with people that have the same morals as you do, because it really helps. All of my friends are believers. Some people can handle having friends that aren't saved, but I just feel like it makes life really a whole lot easier if you have people that are on the same line and on the same track as you when it comes to your values and your beliefs. So surround yourselves. EWE is a great place to start because you all have the same mindset, the correct mindset of, I want to do this right. I want to do this God's way. So I still keep in touch with a lot of the girls from EWE that were in my graduating class. And it really does help to stay connected with people that share the same beliefs and values as I do, because then I can talk to them about, my struggles, because we don't want to say at all that saving sex for marriage was easy. It was not easy. It was not easy by any means. And okay, so sorry, we got cut off, but basically for guys and girls, just surround yourselves with people that believe the same things that you do, and it'll help keep you accountable. So that's all we have. Thank you so much for listening to our testimony. And feel free, Miss Lisa, to if you have any other questions from the girls that they want to know, just feel free to reach out to us and we will be in touch. Thank you.